Hello, this is Ms. DB, and I'm going to continue with the video directions for the Chapter 1 project. In Part 1, I did 1 through 4, and also 5. We did an angle that was acute, and we talked about how to make obtuse right and straight angles, or you can figure that out easily. Now I'm going to pick up with Step 9 on an angle that has been copied using construction. So I'm going to draw an angle. I just moved over a little bit so I could have some extra space. I'll draw my angle up here. And now I want to copy that angle. So I need a line segment that I can copy it on, or a ray would be fine too. So I'm going to copy my angle down here. So what I need to do is construct an arc between these points, and then I'm going to make the same arc down here, and then I'm going to measure how wide it is between these points and recreate that down here, and then I'll connect some points and I'll have a matching angle. So to create this arc, I need a circle. Now it doesn't have to go through these points, it just has to go through both of those parts of my ray. So I'm just going to make a circle like that. Okay, now that circle I need to put down here. In order to do that, I need to have the I need this point to be right. Oops, sorry, I'm still on. I need a point on this part of my angle that is the intersection of here and here. I was hoping I could just like put that point there, but it's just going to move around. So that point is not the same point as I need. I need a point right here. So I'm going to take this point tool, and when it intersects two items, they both turn the same color. So right now it's intersecting that bottom line of the angle and the circle, so you can put the point right there. And I'm going to make a segment, the segment tool, from here to here. See how I made that be a segment? The rest of that ray turned dashed lines now. That's the radius of my circle, that segment from the center of the circle to the edge of the circle. That's the radius. I need that because I'm measuring that. I also need this point where I'm going to move it down here. So I need this selected, and I need this radius selected. And now I'm going to construct a new circle by the center point, which is down here, and by the radius, which is this big. So circle by center and radius. So Sketchpad made me another circle down here. All right, so that's the first step, is to create that circle, which is the arc from here to here. Now I need to know where do I put my point down here? Do I put it here on the circle, here on the circle, here on the circle? Where do I put it? So to find out, I need another point. I need a point that is right there on the other line of the angle and on the circle as well. So I need that point. And now I need to make a segment between this point and this point so that I can measure it. Another way to make a segment is you can select both of the points and go to Construct Segment. So now that I have that segment, I'm going to make another circle down here, and I'm going to make my center of my circle be here. So I need another point. Did I get a point? Here we go. I need this point. The intersection of my first line of my ray and the circle. So now I have a center of my new circle, and the segment is selected, and I can construct another circle by center and radius. This circle will have a radius that is the same size as from here to here. I didn't make a circle up here, but that would be a circle would match that if I wanted to put one. So the intersection of my two circles down here, those two circles, that intersection, that length is the same as from here to here. So I'm going to make, I could make a segment just so you could see it. This is not part of the actual construction. But if I measured both of those segments, you would be like, oh yeah, that's totally the same. Can I measure both of those? There we go. You don't have to do this. I'm just showing you that they're the same, both the same. Okay, I'm going to undo that. Okay, what I need to do now is construct a ray that goes from the center here through this line where those two circles intersected, And now I have finished copying my angle. So you're done with that. Now you could measure these angles and you would find out that they were the exact same measurement. Select 3 points in order to measure an angle. Again, this doesn't, I can do that to check your work. I will do that to check your work. And I'll make sure that you get the same exact degree measure. Something else must be selected. Oh, this. Measure angle. And now when I move one of my, if I change one of my angles, they both change. So if I change the degree of one of my angles, they both will change at the same time, and you'll get the exact same thing. And when I check these projects, I'll be checking to see if they really are constructed so that they're the same and that you didn't just move things around until they look about the same. Okay, so that was one of the more complicated parts of this project, is doing that. And then an angle that has been bisected using construction. We'll do that one in part 3. So in part 3, we'll finish up. The rest of these aren't as complicated. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you in a minute in part 3.